back, and we back. Zeus P, Tank Jew. Let the light in, man. It's the 2-hour lunch break, dog. I'm locked in. So turn your speakers up a notch and grab the white gin. And when I'm on the road to the office or the crib, it's Big Zeus, Ain't Jew, the ones I wanna hear. This is that 2-hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J. Late. Coming to you live, putting on for the city. This is that 2-hour lunch break live from Lady Bird J. Late.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.
All right, man, we are back at it with another edition of Season 5 of the 2-Hour Lunch Break Podcast, a podcast for Austin, from Austin. We're back at home base, East Austin, Texas. I'm Trotwood Zeus, one half of the 2-Hour Lunch Break Podcast, and I got my co-host.
Saint, what up?
And we got a special guest in the building, man, coming from Copperas Cove, Texas, based in Austin. He played D2 basketball at Northeastern State University and has a BA in Computer Information Systems from Texas State. He is the CEO of Studio 22 Productions, a production company he created in 2021 to curate experiences that empower others to pursue their purpose and creative expressions, all while working full-time as a software engineer. We got the homie, Devante Robinson, in the building, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How y'all doing?
Man, doing well.
Amazing, man. Amazing.
Yeah, man. Thank you for taking the time out your busy day to vibe with us, to spend some time with us, man, for real. So tell us a little bit about your journey from Copperas Cove. What experiences did you take on to land you here in Austin, Texas?
Yeah, so like we discussed earlier, I played basketball. That was like my thing growing up. Like the whole goal was to be in the NBA. And then so essentially, you know what I'm saying, I did the little college kind of jump around different schools, you know what I'm saying, and then eventually I stopped playing like my sophomore year. So I ended up being like, you know, if I'm gonna go to school like full time, like I'm gonna go somewhere fun.
Right.
I picked Texas State. So I
It's
ended up at, you know, it's a good school, you know what I'm saying,
school.
and it's right by Austin, so I got to, you know what I'm saying, move back and forth between the two, and eventually I ended up getting a job working around Rock. So then, bam, landed in Austin.
There
you go.
And that's when, you know what I'm saying, just hit the ground running.
Gotcha. So, man, I was gonna say, so now, I know, just like we were saying in the intro, full-time software engineer. Along with that, man, you got your production company, and all those different things going, man. How do you balance having your career in all these different pots on the stove?
Honestly, it's fortunate for me, like I get to work from home, and it's a real flexible schedule. So I'm able to kind of like work off passion. So like at any moment, you know what I'm saying, like if I feel like doing like some music, or I feel like editing a video or reaching out to clients, like my schedule is flexible enough to allow me to do that.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
That's really big. That's big.
No.
So let's talk about what motivated you to start your production company, Studio 22.
Yeah. So with that, it was really because it all started with music. So once I stopped playing basketball, it was like kind of like, I guess, finding the next passion. Like I was in school, like I knew, like my dad always pushed me to get like a degree in, you know, something that is going to get you some money.
Right.
So I always knew that was going to happen, but it was always, you know, got something on the side, like a passion. So I always loved music and started making music. But then, you know, you need photos, you need videos and stuff like that. So that gets pricey when you outsourcing. So I started buying a camera and doing it myself. But then it's like, I mean, I got a skill that, you know what I'm saying, I can get money off of, and like start a business. While, so it was like killing two birds with one stone. So that's just really where it started.
Okay. So let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about the music, right? So you dropped your debut album, Fly Forever, November of last year, right? I know that's a significant, you know, milestone for any creative, any artist that's, you know, looking to, you know, get into that industry, right? So with that said, though, what did that creative process look like for you? And, you know, what does that album mean to you?
Yeah, so like the creative process was, I would say honestly, like it was like a kind of like a capsule in a sense, like very small, but it was the album and then the experience itself which was the album release party. So yeah, the album means a lot, but honestly, like those in-person experiences, like the album is a part of that. So it's a part of it as well. So you know, with that, it was just figuring out how to, you know, take my image, take my sound and my message and like portray it. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was at a point where I knew I made good music, but I really needed to just, because I mean, it's my debut album, but I've been making music for like 6 years.
Okay.
So it was my first like real effort, like studio, all that, and I felt like I just needed to kind of like shock people.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's what's up. That's what's up.
in the album, Fly Forever, the title, for me that means to like basically leave a legacy. You know what I'm saying? Like we can, like being fly is like being yourself, you know, your purpose, like living in that. So for me, flying forever is leaving a legacy so big that it just continues. You know what I'm saying? And like it's a mindset that I plan to pass down to like my kids and stuff.
Love that. I love that.
Yeah.
So you recorded Fly Forever, and we did some research, as you said, and you already know, right?
Yeah.
At Three Hound Studios in San Antonio, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Where did that influence come from? Was it just from the experiences of life? Was it chilling at Texas State? Where did you pull from?
Yeah, experiences of life. Like I try to put my life into the songs, like into the album, and just all the different aspects of it, whether it's like, you know, personal stuff, whether it's like romantic stuff, whether it's stuff between me and my friends, family things, or you on a mission, and just those thoughts. So you know, that's really where I draw like all my passion from, is just like real life experiences.
Gotcha. So I was gonna say, man, let's talk about the soiree.
Okay,
right? So
yeah.
I know you got the soiree coming up. I know we were talking about it off air. June 28th, right? What can people one, let's explain what the soiree is, and then what can people expect from it that pull up?
So the soiree is essentially me inviting, you know what I'm saying, the guests into my world.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like my love for music, my love for fashion, my love for in-person connections, networking, and just, you know, I like to say I got a little thing where I'm mixing like corporate and culture.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to bring the vibes. But I'm trying to bring it with some class.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what the soiree is. You know what I'm saying? Like you're going to get the vibes, but you're going to get the class, the music, the art, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So that's essentially what it is.
Question, what's that? So I know you said we talking about class. What's that dress code looking like?
Cocktail attire. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Not too strict. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to come in a suit, but I do want people to look nice, because that just brings an energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You put on something nice, you're not gonna be on that type of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna smell
good.
feel good.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. Smell good, you look good, you feel good.
Here we go.
And so give everybody the date and time and location and where the soiree is.
Yeah, so it's gonna be June 28th.
Okay.
7 p.m. to 12 a.m. at the Ballroom at Spider House in Austin, Texas.
Oh yeah.
So if you're in the surrounding locations, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man,
pop
y'all
out.
pull up, man.
Pull up on your boy. Pull up on your boy.
And I do want to personally invite y'all too as well.
Hey man, I got a couple suits. I got a couple tailored suits in the closet, man. I'll pull it out some hard bottoms. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping.
I'm
There we go.
I'm down.
Appreciate
I'm definitely
it.
down,
Appreciate
bro.
it.
For real. So let's get back to the production studio, man. Studio 22. I know it aims to empower others to pursue their own purpose and creative expressions, right? Can you elaborate on how the company achieves that mission?
Yeah, so primarily it's through video production and photography. So it's through that, but also I want to scale it to event production, like in events as far as like it could be like creative, like wedding and stuff like that, weddings, parties, concerts, shows, or whatever. So that's the goal, is to essentially have someone come to me with you know, a dream or an idea that they want to, you know, create, and me be able to figure out how to get it done, whether it's me behind the camera, whether it's me connecting them with the venue, whether it's me finding like the video editor, or just being able to find the perfect person. You know, so that's the goal for that.
Gotcha. So I know you're talking about event production, right? So I know for your album release, I know you did, I want to say it was like the Fly Forever experience.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Man, talk about that event, man. How was it? How was the rollout? How did people like, what were the vibes like? You know, talk about that.
Yeah, so that was like an experience in itself, because it was my first event like ever throwing, like I don't even throw birthday parties. So you know what I'm saying? So, but it was also for me like the first step in seeing like the business side of it, like just as an artist, like where can you make money, like what, you know, there are shows in Austin for artists to perform at, but do you always want to depend on, you know what I'm saying, someone booking you for a show? So I was like, let me just, you know, dip my foot in and see what the whole process is like. So like just through that experience, like I just learned a lot. The vibes were, like you said, like the cocktail attire. People showed up doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I had the hibachi grill. We had the bar. Yeah, because basically, like, and it was a free show. Like, free for, and it was like a proof of concept. Yeah. In my eyes, like I know that for me to continue to do this, like I'm about to do, I needed to be able to show something. Right. So it was really like, you know, the art was there, but it was a lot to it, like the business side. You know what I'm saying? Like figuring that out. Yeah.
Making certain that it all gels and goes together. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Speaking of gelling and collaboration, tell us, you know, a little bit about your beliefs, how art, fashion, and music come together when it comes to the Austin community in particular.
I mean, I think they have the different sectors. Like, you know what I'm saying? We have the music, we have the fashion people, like we have the different sectors, but I think I'm seeing like an emergence of it. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the Black community. Like there's a lot of different curators and stuff like that pushing, like where, you know, it's upscale vibe, where it's, you know, good music and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to do the same thing, you know what I'm saying, in my own regard.
Okay. I was gonna say, let's talk work-life balance, right? Yeah. So I know you got a lot of different pots on the stove. You got a production company, you got your full-time job, you got your music, you know, you got your music career as well, a bunch of, you know, amongst a bunch of other different things, right? With that said though, what does work-life balance look like for you? Like, what do you do? Like, what does Devante do to decompress? Like, do you go hit the gym? Do you go kick it with your mom? Do you go chop it up with the homies? What does that look like?
Decompress for me is yoga.
Okay.
To be honest, I've recently discovered that that's the kind of about the only way for me to decompress. Like, and honestly, it's yoga in the sauna. If I do, but I realize it's like
the hot yoga.
It's like an intense like workouts, I guess. Because like with yoga, like your mind, like you have to be in that present moment. Right. And you get an hour, and that hour is like big. To be able to just not think about the outside world and stuff like that.
Right.
So. For me, that's really the like how I decompress. But like to expand on the question a little bit, you know, like I like to play basketball, go to the gym, just, you know what I'm saying, like grab drinks with the guys, you feel me? Gotcha. Make music, chill. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Vibe.
Yeah, right.
Whatever the vibes may lead. That's what's up. So more about, let's talk about a little bit of the challenges that you may face, right? As an entrepreneur in music, you know, your own production company and studio, what issues have you come across during that process, and how have you overcome them?
I would say honestly, it's the challenge is like having the discipline, essentially. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand now that motivation is not always going to be there, but like having the discipline to, you know, just understand that everything's not going to go right. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's not going to support you when you expect them to support you, or things ain't going to just come as fast as you want them to. And so that's kind of was my biggest challenge, and probably still is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I still think about it. You think about how long you doing something, and it's like, dang, like, why isn't it here yet? Or why aren't people fucking with it the way I think they should be fucking with it? Right. So, and also finding the right people. Yeah. Like that's a really big challenge. That's something that I'm trying to do right now. Like, think about more, because at the end of the day, to scale it, like I can't be doing everything. So you know what I'm saying, finding the right partnerships, finding the right people, you know, sponsorships, people who believe in you to push it. Like, that's been a challenge, but man, it's all worth it. You know what I'm saying?
That's all that matters.
So I know you got Studio 22 Productions, right? And I know doing that in Austin, I know Austin, in regards to, you know, a production company, that's a pretty saturated market in the city, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So with that said though, like, how does Studio 22 like stand apart? Like, what is like the average person off the street when they see Devante when they see Studio 22, what about that stands out? Like, hey, I want to fuck with them. Like, I want to see what Studio 22 talking about. Like, what do you think that is?
So to be honest, Studio 22, and this is where I've made the distinction or like the separation recently with the release of my first like clothing drop.
Okay.
Is a brand called Renee.
Okay.
So that's mine as well.
Okay.
But that's more of like the creative side.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to, so eventually the creative, like, you know, with the weddings and stuff like that, it's like I'm planning like a whole little structural thing with like an umbrella company and all that stuff. So yeah. But Renee would be like the creative side.
Okay.
So typically when someone comes to me, it's gonna be, you know, kind of like a Renee thing. You know what I'm saying? But if it's okay, you want me to actually, you know, get the camera person or videography, that's when Studio 22 comes in.
Okay.
But off rip, it's just my creative. You know what I'm saying? Like thoughts and whatnot. So honestly, but with that, the appeal to it, I would say would just be, I feel like I have really good creative like ideas and stuff like that, whether it come like with album titles or rollouts for stuff like that. Like I've always just had a knack for them. So I feel like that's typically what people like say, like just helps, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. So like they almost get like the Devante experience.
Yeah, you get like the Devante effect a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
like that. I like that.
Come to me
effect.
with a little something. You feel me? I turn it up a little bit.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like it. So what advice would you give an aspiring artist or entrepreneurs that are trying to carve their mark in the space that you're currently in?
I would say learn, you know what I'm saying, as much as you can from people that have done it before you. Stay consistent, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing, staying consistent. Because if you just keep on going and going and going, like you eventually like you pick up on stuff.
Right.
You just learn something like, oh, I figured something out. So you know, don't be afraid to ask for something. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You know what I'm saying? Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right. Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And people like to say to, like, you know, be yourself. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, like, nah, like sometimes you gotta look at yourself and be like, I gotta adapt a little bit.
Right.
I see what he doing. I see it's working, or I see what they doing and it's working, and that might not be what you do. Like I had to break out the shell of, like, I'm typically like real laid back. Like I don't really like to talk to people, but it got to a point where I'm like, yo, you gotta get yourself out there. You gotta change.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If you really want this to work, so, you know, self-reflect. You know, stay consistent. Get your credit right.
Yeah.
Right.
Get your credit right. You can't leave that one out. Got to.
So I'm curious, right? I know you were talking about the clothing brand. I think it's Renee, right? And I see you got a piece on with the T.
I do.
Right.
I had to wear it.
Love it.
What type of pieces are people going to be expecting that's coming from Renee?
So that's the thing. So like obviously the quick easy thing to do is the shirts. You know, that's the quick easy thing.
Right.
But I'm actually working on doing candles.
Okay.
So with Renee, it's honestly just gonna be like, you won't know what to expect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I like clothes. I like candles. I guess I'll tell you the two that I really want to like expand.
Hey, 2-hour lunch break exclusive.
Yeah,
man.
right. Yeah, I haven't told nobody really. This, just the homies. But
I
I think I'm really gonna push to do candles and cologne.
Candles and cologne. That's what's up.
Can't go wrong with that.
Cologne.
Yeah.
Everybody got to smell good.
Yeah, I want to give, you know what I'm saying, like grown and sexy.
Yeah.
The events, the merch, you know what I'm saying? Like I would love to, you know, you obviously can't do everything, but I would love to have a little suit line.
That'd be dope.
A little collection. So
Nice menswear.
Yeah.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so expect stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Just stuff for grown people to enjoy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
What's your biggest inspiration behind your fashion and art?
Dang, that's a good one. So art, man, I really pull from everything. Like I'm into, you know, music, like rap music, R&B music. I'm into anime. I'm into cartoons and stuff, like all like fashion. So just art in general, like paintings and stuff like that. So obviously music, you know what I'm saying? Rap, hip hop culture would be the biggest, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like I kind of do it a little different because I do dibble and dabble in like kind of just the artsy shit. Like I be on Pinterest just looking at neon retro Tokyo, Japan for it.
Right,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like cool little, like,
Yeah.
dang, that's a cool little concept.
Yeah.
So I just like art and just like colorful shit,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
abstract stuff.
Sparks your mind. I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's dope.
So man, I was gonna say, man, let's shift gears and talk about the future, right? So I know you got Studio 22. I know you got it up and running. It's doing well. But what does the future look like for you? Like, say for instance, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, what do you see Studio 22 doing down the line?
Honestly, me, like full scale my tours.
Okay.
Like when my goal, so we gonna work a little bit. We say 5-10 years. That's a big
Right.
jump. But like within, like, let's say even just the next year, like I plan on doing a show in Houston and Dallas.
Okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So in like 5-10 years, I'm imagining that, you know what I'm saying, all my merch, you know what I'm saying, like I get these shirts made by a company, Unique Prints, shout out to them. But
Shout out
you know
Unique
what I'm
Prints.
saying, eventually, like I want a factory with my own print,
Right.
printing
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So 5-10 years, I'm just picturing kind of being able to just in-house produce all of my ideas.
Gotcha.
And make it
You know what I'm saying? I got a ton of them, so
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna need a studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we starting small. We just got a little office at the crib right now.
Hey, man.
that's all it takes.
You
that's
feel?
all it
Nah, in
takes.
fact,
Right.
they go a long way.
Exactly. Exactly. So since we talked about the future, let's reflect on the past real quick, right?
Yeah.
You've experienced your journey, right? You've opened up your production studio. You dropped your album. What are some things that you would say to yourself, man? If I could do it again, I'd have done that differently.
Oh, the little shows where you don't know nobody, you just thugging it with your crew. It's four of y'all. You don't know where you at.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah.
who the manager that or the person who got you
He's
there.
like, just give me a mic, bro.
I remember one. I was in San Antonio. That's one of my favorite performances. I ain't know nobody on stage, but it was me and about 25 people.
Yeah.
I ain't know nobody. But the crowd, they fucked with it.
Hey,
they ain't
man.
know who I was. You know what I'm saying? I was just a random person from
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, San Marcos, Texas,
Yeah.
and San Antonio, and so just those little shows. You know what I'm saying? Those first experiences, like, I would say that's probably it.
That's
It
right.
wasn't. It should have been good recently. I can't,
Hey,
can't lie.
it's all good. It's
Right.
all good.
Right. Man, so I'm curious, right? So I know we said earlier in the episode that from Copper's Cove,
Yeah.
and now you're in Austin, right? So with that said, though, has being in Austin, like how has being in Austin affected your career, and also like the kind of opportunities that you've had moving to a city like that versus being back home in Cove?
Huge. I always tell people, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, a lot of people look at the amount of money it costs to live out here and they get scared, but I'm like, yo, like, if you take advantage of Austin, it's gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to take advantage of it. Like,
Right.
I realize that you really don't know who you talking to. You know what I'm saying? So if you just out, and there's always something to do,
Yeah.
people to meet, you know what I'm saying? It's all, like, Austin has everything, like all the different cultures that you just got to find them. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
as far as my career, it's man, just exponential compared to what it was before I got here.
Right.
Especially with, as soon as I got here, I discovered the smokeout.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
discovered the
Shout out to Jay
smokeout.
Soldier.
And so
There we
once
go.
you get, like, you know what I'm saying, the smokeout is essentially like a direct pipeline to what's going on
Right.
in the rap community. So, you know what I'm saying, as soon as I did that, like, I mean, I started being able to perform more,
Yeah.
help with the production company, got more business, more bookings. This is my first time doing something with you was through
Right.
smokeout. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So Austin really, you know what I'm saying, changed things and gave me that new spark of, like, all right, like, I got this. Because around that 4-year mark, it was almost raps for my music career.
Oh man.
It was. I ain't
Oh,
gonna
man.
lie. I was about done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you keep going?
Really, my homeboys. So my music before was like traditionally mostly R&B.
Yeah.
And they was like, man, just make one song, like, no auto-tune. I was auto-tune heavy too. They was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
no auto-tune, just rap.
Yeah.
So I did a
bars.
remix to Blame It on Baby by the Baby.
Okay.
And I did like a whole little video where I directed like a little therapist skit type thing, like some little funny video. So
Yeah.
when I did that and just like was showing people, they was like, no, like the reception was just way better than I ever got. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep going. And then after that, eventually, that's when I kind of found my sound. Like I made the first song where I was like, oh, this is what I gotta do. You feel me? And then from there, I've just been trying to evolve as an artist. And I mean, the reception since the switch up and the motivation and stuff like that has just been crazy. So
yeah. You talked about earlier. Can you kind of hinted about it? Was like the networking aspect of keeping your close circle, building relationships and things like that. How important is that in this kind of creative space and industry?
Man, it's super important because as a creative, you want certain kinds of people around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want people because you constantly have like new goals, new missions and stuff like that, and you need those people that are holding you accountable. You need those people who are pushing you to do that, and just also people who can help. So you know what I'm saying, you start to figure out that like everybody isn't may not be able to contribute you know what I'm saying, to what you're doing as an artist. So you have to find the people who can. So you know what I'm saying, being cognizant of that and just searching for those kind of people is essential. Yeah,
that's what's up. Okay, so I was gonna say, man, so speaking of contributing or not contributing, let's go ahead and shift gears, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our this or that segment.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right. So we talked about this off air, man. We got our this or that segment. So we're gonna hit you with a few rapid fire questions just to kind of get some insight on your personality, your likes, dislikes, et cetera, et cetera.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna hit you with those. You got to answer and then elaborate on that answer.
All right, cool.
Ready to kick it off?
Let's do it. Live band or DJ sets?
Live band. Live music is it's different. It's different. Yeah. Nah, for sure. Come on.
What's up.
Gotcha. Okay. Next we got recording in the studio or performing live on stage.
Performing live on stage, hands down, easy. That's easy. I be telling artists, any kind of artist or anyone who does music, perform your shit live.
Word.
I'm telling you, it's different. It's different. It's real nervous. You know what I'm saying? But once you get comfortable and once you just get that experience, it's different. You know what I'm saying?
That energy get
right.
back.
Yeah, I realize it's the closest thing to it is like when I used to play basketball. Like basketball games, that feeling you get where it's like a spotlight to a degree for a certain amount of time, and you know what I'm saying? It's just undescribable.
Yeah. Everybody know that buzzer beater. You always gotta play that buzzer beater. Music production or event planning?
Well,
might have got him.
We might have got him. We get everybody at least one. We might have got him.
Event production.
Okay.
Is it cheap because event production, in my case, comes with music?
I mean, beauty is in
event
the
production.
Okay.
Event production. Yeah.
Okay. Next one. I think I know what the answer is going to be.
Okay.
But we're going to go ahead and move forward with it. Let's go. Hooping or coding?
Oh, hooping.
Hooping. That was an easy one.
Is that a question?
You sound offended that I asked.
No. I had to think. I was like, do I like? I mean, it paid more than basketball.
Yeah, it
does.
No cap.
I'm like,
hey, pay the bills for real.
Austin nightlife or quiet night in?
See, I'm changing.
Yeah.
I like the night ins, but I like them nights out. I like them night outs.
Yeah.
I get it.
Night in.
Because
every time I stay in, I always say, man, I had a great weekend. When I go out, I be like, man, what the fuck was I doing?
Spend all this money. all that.
I didn't sleep good. Wasted the next till 2 p.m. basically recovering.
Yep.
Gotta wash your clothes.
Facts. Night in, man, I clean. I wake up pretty clean.
Right.
I got food prep. I don't even meal prep. Shit made.
Right. Okay, next one. We got fashion design or music composition.
Music composition.
Okay.
I like music honestly a lot more than clothes and stuff. I love music. Like I just play it all day. Love making it. Love just listening. So
that's what's up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Collaboration or solo project?
Solo. I'm honestly not a big solo when it comes to music. For sure. Yeah.
I got you.
It's something about it's just always like I could have been there.
I got you.
Like, it's cool. I like it, but it's also like, man. And I also get real personal. So sometimes it's like when someone else is doing something on it, it's just like a little bit less personal, I guess, because they may not be talking about the same exact thing and whatnot. But it's dope. They both dope.
That's what's up.
But definitely solo. Fly Forever ain't have no features. Yeah, so.
Okay.
J. Cole vibe.
Let's do something a little different. We got listening to vinyl records or streaming online.
So I would like to say I prefer vinyl, but I ain't gonna cap and act like I've done it a lot. But you feel me? I'm about to get a vinyl player. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying, get into it. The vibe is definitely better, but I've streamed music online 99.9%.
The level of convenience is crazy.
Exactly.
But I'm gonna say vinyl.
Vinyl?
Okay. Okay.
Early morning workouts or late night sessions?
So,
especially with the yoga, you gotta take that into consideration.
Oh shit, yeah. So I would say work out, lift weights in the morning, yoga at night.
Smooth play.
I ain't mad at it.
Smooth
Yoga
play.
like that. Yeah,
for
2 a day. Nice 2 a day.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like, my boy be getting it in.
He said, no, sir. No, sir.
Right. Yoga right before bed, man. It's nice.
Really? That's what's up.
Yeah, cool.
Y'all ever done it?
He's like, no, I have. So I did. But I did hot yoga, and that's a totally
it's different.
It's
bro.
like almost like 200, 220.
Yeah, no, that's
crazy.
it's already crazy.
That hot yoga, you be shaking like a stripper.
Room temp
Man.
yoga. Shit, that room temp yoga.
Yeah.
You shaking like a stripper.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm never. After that, I was like, I'm good.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I always recommend it to people. Yeah,
Gotcha.
I really like it.
You like the third person probably in the past month that has mentioned yoga, so I need to.
Yeah, it's just really good for I just feel like your mental and like just mind muscle connection, breathing, focus. Like, shit, you can't. Yeah, it sucks. Not gonna lie, that was hard. But it's good.
Anything worth having is though.
So facts. That's a fact.
Right. Okay. All right, man. So now that we've done our this or that segment, man, we got our final question of the night. So we had a conversation off air, right? And so you got a chance to chop it up with us. Had good conversation, good vibes. Now, with that said, who do you think would be a good guest for the podcast in the future? But before you answer, it gotta be somebody in your contacts. In your phone, you can be like, hey man, I chopped it up with a 2-hour lunch break, had a ball, y'all should pull up on them. Who would that person or people be?
You know, honestly, I'm saying this because I feel like he's real slept on.
Okay.
But Sam from 3 House Sound, the engineer.
Okay.
I feel like, one, I don't really see people talk to engineers, but I feel like he's worked with a lot of the people who are in the Austin music scene, so
that's what's up.
I could see him having a good insight on what's going on around here and just his experience as an engineer. I don't know if y'all ever talked to one, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
that'd be great.
I'd be game.
That'd be
Sam, tap in with us, fam. Let's lock that in.
I'm gonna get with you, Sam. Come on, come on down.
There you go. Make it easy. Give everybody your social media handle so they know where to find you.
Yeah, so you can find me primarily on Instagram at officially Devante. And also find me on my official website, www.officiallydevante.com. You can keep up with music, merch, events, and all that.
Bet. And that wraps up another edition of the 2-Hour Lunch Break podcast. Again, want to give a special shout out to Devante for joining us this evening and kicking in with us and chopping it up. Shout out to our production behind the boards, Cafe Yodo. And also, all episodes of the 2-Hour Lunch Break podcast can be found on all streaming platforms, but you can find us on IG at the 2HLB Pod and on X at the 2-Hour Lunch. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.
Yeah. Hey.
And it's coming home to Texas. It's coming home all the way to Austin, Texas, baby.